The HRR 216VYA features Honda's patented rotostop blade stop system, which enables the user to release the blade engagement lever and stop the blades while the engine continues running. You can empty the bag, move debris or toys out of the way, even drive over sidewalks without having to stop and then restart the engine.
Yeah, we ain't got money for that fancy lawnmower, so we're going to install one of these instead. So we all know how annoying it is to have to stop and restart the lawnmower to move objects out the way, whether it be a toy or a branch or something in the way. You got to stop the lawnmower, remove the object, restart the lawnmower. Depending on the mower's condition, sometimes she doesn't like to be restart that way. So that being said, I don't recommend at all modifying the manufacturer's blade stop and engine stop control. This is by far the safest way to stop the engine and stop the blade from turning. Now, for guys that want to keep the engine going without having to restart, we're going to install a kill switch. All right guys, in order to do this small project, you're only going to need a few items. Your basic wire strippers, wire connectors, quick connectors of your choice, your basic heat resistant wiring, and a toggle switch of your choice. So the toggle switch or kill switch that I'm going to be installing today is going to look like this. It's $9 on Amazon. I'll put a link in the description below. And I'm going to mount mine on the middle crossbar of the lawnmower handle. All right, once you're satisfied with the location of the kill switch, which ours is right in the middle here, the next step is to start routing the wires across the crossbar here and down. So the route we're going to start from the top and work our way down. So what I recommend is start from here and down, so you have all your extra wire, or you could trim it down there, which is going to be a lot easier. Now keep in mind, this is going to come out of two locations. The first wire is going to go across and down. It's going to come down to the common ground wire right there. That's where that wire stops. The other wire is going to go across and down all the way to the tube, to the block, to the coil, which I'll show you here in a second. So in this video, we're going to be working with the Briggs Stratton. Keep in mind, this is going to apply to almost any small engine, so just take notes. First thing you want to do, unplug the spark plug. Last thing you want is this thing firing off on accident for some odd reason. Next thing, remove the engine cover. Remove the gas cap. Now, this is going to be kind of tricky. You got to take two bolts off, 1 and 2. And then there's a hook under here you can't see, and it's going to give you hell. All you got to do is pull forward a little bit, and she'll lift right off. Next thing we're going to do is remove the flywheel cover or the pull start system or pull rope system. 3 easy bolts, 5/16. After you remove the engine cover and the flywheel cover, you're going to need to locate the coil or armature, which is right here. There's going to be a little tab on the right side of that coil. All you have to do is wiggle that off. Follow that wire back. It's going to go all the way back to the brake system here. There's a little tab that holds that down. Push that tab down and take the wire out. That's what grounds the wire. This is pretty much removing the ground wire. It's going to snake through under here. And there you go. So after you remove the ground wire from the coil, back here, next step, you have to disengage the brake pad. Next thing we need to do is disable the brake pad system. So we're going to have to do two things. Remove this spring and disconnect this cable right here. What we want to do, since we're putting in a kill switch, we want to disengage the brake pad permanently. So move the brake pad back. Sometimes you get lucky, there's enough resistance where this will stay. If not, some guys will just put a zip tie right there. That'll keep the brake pad from going back and forth. It's time to install the new hardware. It's very, very basic. There's 2 wires coming out of the toggle switch. One is going to go to the ground wire and one is going to go to the coil. I'm not going to show you guys how to splice wires. That's on you, so figure it out. You guys could either hide the wires in the tubes or in the handle, or you guys could zip tie them along the side. It's up to you. It's your preference. For my ground wire, I just got a basic bolt, drilled a hole in the side of the handle, and tighten her down. Next, we're going to install the wire to the coil. You're going to snake it through here, between the oil dipstick and the lower flywheel cover, between the exhaust and the block, and hook it up to the tab until she clicks in. Two things you want to keep in mind: make sure the wire is not laying against the exhaust and it's not interfering the flywheel. Last thing you want to make sure you do, because we are using this toggle as a kill switch, we're using this in reverse. So flip this upside down. All right, moment of truth.
Boy, oh boy, really great work, bitches.